Welcome everyone. With a channel called Dumb Ways to Game, you do not expect the guy posting videos to be into intelligent Elden Ring builds. When I started Elden Ring, I heard a lot about the Moonveil Katana. How it was the OP weapon and just makes the game easy. I went to the Gael tunnel where it is found and I think I did at least 30 tries before the magma wyrm dropped it. The location of the tunnel is very simple, especially if you have the Summon Water Village site of Grace discovered. I will just travel to it now and take you to the jail from Summon Water Village. This is where you can also find the green turtle talisman which replenishes stamina. From the Summon Water Village site of Grace, follow the road towards the east. Keep following the road until you enter Caelid and then drop down to find the entrance to Gael Tunnel. I will also show you the route so it's easier to follow. If you are crossing Summon Water Village for the first time, there will be a Tibia Mariner boss here. Those are the guys who are in spectral boats and drop a death root that you can hand over to the beast clergyman. They are fairly easy to fight, especially if you are on Torrent. Not only that, you can easily run past them too if you don't want to get into that fight. This route also opens up a secondary route to Caelid, other than the third church of Marika teleporter. Coming up on your left is the smoldering church. You will be invaded by Finger Eater Anastasia here. She will drop the Sacred Scorpion Charm which boosts holy damage by 12% but also reduces physical damage negation by 10%. This will be your first encounter with her. The fight is not that difficult. You just need to wait for her to do a jumping attack and then roll out of the way and hit her. Just circling here as this is the church. You are now coming up on the smoldering wall. Just take a left from here to skip the enemies ahead. Keep going straight till you have to drop down to the graves. Just drop down here. You can also pick up some runes here too. The path on the screen is the best way I found to skip most of the enemies in the area. Since we are in Caelid, the enemies here are a bit tougher, especially if you are starting out. Secondly, the reason for skipping all the enemies en route to Gael Tunnel is that this is a tough tunnel. You need to keep all your flasks handy. I think it's one of the only tunnels where you have to fight enemies before getting to the site of Grace. And even then, you have to do a little bit of FromSoftware platforming to get to the site. Break the barrel on the left side to make the jump down easier. You can jump onto that small tunnel to pick up a quick somber smithing stone too. All you have to do now is to keep finding ledges to jump down to. If you can manage to fight Anastasia, there is a site of Grace there that you can use as a backup if you fall down. However, it's quite easy to go down. All of the ledges are very visible. The only tip I can give you here is that this is not a time trial, so take your time to aim your jumps down. And now you are at the site of Grace. Once you have discovered it, simply run north through the corridor and try not to engage with other enemies. The enemies are fairly slow, so you can easily evade just by running and rolling away from them. Continue running straight. Again, you can get to the boss room without fighting any enemies. Once you come to this ledge with the ladder, just simply jump down. As you can see, you won't take any damage from the fall. Once you are down, just turn left and run through the corridor. Keep running straight, and after you cross the doorway you will find the boss arena on your right. Okay, so here is the downside of not killing any of the enemies on your way here. If you stand in front of the boss room and wait for your buffs, the enemies following you will start attacking. For the boss fight, I only recorded half of the fight. The fight with the magma wyrm when you are starting out is not that easy, but here are some tips that can help you. Firstly, for your armor set, just go through your inventory and get the armor set with the highest fire negation. It doesn't have to be a set, you can also just choose the armor pieces with the highest fire negation. Secondly, with all big enemies, whether the fire giant, the ancient dragons, etc., I tend to really close the distance with them and attack them from there. You can use the same logic for this magma wyrm. Simply either attack him from under his belly, this will expose you to his magma attacks, or you can also attack him from his rear legs, as there are no attack that he does from his rear legs. Thirdly, and most importantly, use a spirit summon. Those really come in handy in these battles early on. And there you have it, the Moonveil Katana. The weapon that got a resurgence from Rellana's cameo in the DLC. It has the standard katana move set, and its Ash of War is the transient moonlight which does magic damage. The reason why the Moonveil has suddenly become famous is because of Rellana's cameo talisman. If you maintain the stance and see the red flames emerge from you, it means it's activated and will do 45% more damage for the weapon skill. You can also pair it with Godfrey's icon. I'm just gonna attach a link in the comments for that. The damage does work well for the Ash of War. Just gonna take you through to some of the footage. I am at a higher level, but I always keep the main stat at 60 to show how damage looks. It's really good for these guys, especially if they are bothering you. The charge for Rellana's cameo does take some time, but it's worth it. Got hit there because of the delay in using the Ash of War. Still got the kill. The Ash of War is fun to use. Now let's see where we can find Rellaana's cameo. From the Castle Ensis checkpoint side of Grace, just go straight and take a left to go up the stairs. There will be 4 enemies here and 2 of them will have crossbows. You can avoid them like I did or fight them. They hit hard, so the choice is yours. If you're at a lower level, I will just advise running and rolling through them. Up in the bushes you will also be ambushed by the dog. Those are completely dreadful in the DLC, you can avoid it just by sprinting. Following that, there will also be some nobles that will attack you with glintstone sorcery. You can avoid them by rolling. Once you go up the stairs, if you take the first door like I did, you will be faced by the Moonveil Knight. A relatively difficult open world boss. I will attach a video in the comments on how to beat it, or you can take the other door which is next to it on the right side. That's about it. Have fun with the Moonveil Katana. I will comment with the videos on how to get Godfrey's icon and how to get through to the Moonveil Knight. Thanks for taking out the time to watch the video. You can click on one of the videos on the screen for more Elden Ring content and subscribe for more dumb ways to game.